to it. Notes. When I'm talking about notes, I'm talking about each one of those teeth like items on the piano. Each one of the ones that I'm playing are different individual notes by different names. And it's very simple. I know it looks very intimidating right now, but you'll be able to learn it very easily. They follow, basically, if we're using the letter system, there's the letter system, there's the do system that's used in Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and other languages. But we're going to start with the letter system. Very simple. It covers in 7 individual notes all of the white keys that are on the piano. Let me show you. Starting from A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And that's also the 7 individual notes that you'll find on the piano. All other notes are just repeating. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Throughout the entire piano. Now, probably in your case, if you have a piano or if you have a keyboard, as the case may be, you are saying, wait a minute, it doesn't start on A. My piano probably begins in C and probably ends in C. Welcome to the club. Most of them do. It's not a rule of thumb, but most of them do. So this is normally the way that we would see it. C, fine tune that voice. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. 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 And now my point is not giving a singing lesson. It's just to illustrate that basically start with C, D, E, F, G, and then we reset all over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way up. Simple method for us to remember this. How can we remember it? Very simple. Let's use the patterns that are on the keyboard that are right there for you. You can see it. Let's use those patterns to be able to memorize very quickly. Now, C is the first key, the white key, to the left of the 2 black keys. See? C to the left of the 2 black keys, because you see there are 2 black keys together here, then the 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3, 2, 3, 2. They just repeat themselves. So C is the first white key to the left of the 2 black keys, I should say. I'm sorry. Have it? C. Look at the letter C when I'm forming it in my hand. Has two fingers out there and making a semicircle. Well, think C is 1 and 2. Now, if I make with my fingers a letter F as best as I can, F has the 2 horizontal lines and it has the vertical line. 1, 2, 3. Therefore, F is the black key, the white key that's to the left of the 3 black keys. 3 black keys. So see, you can remember it. C is the white key that's to the left of the 1, 2 black keys. And F is the white key that's to the left of the 1, 2, 3 black keys. Very good. Just take a moment, pause your DVD, make sure that you're able to remember that, memorize that. If you have to say it in your head, C is to the left, 2 black keys. F to the left, 3 black keys. I mean, you want to, if you want to look at it this way, that way in left in the piano is going down, and this way in the piano is going up. So you can also alternately say it. C is the white key that's on the bottom of the 2 black keys, and F is the white key that's on the bottom of the 3 white keys. Either way, memorize it, put it in your heart, and soon enough it will become so common language that you will know it without thinking it. So if I were to say, look for a C somewhere, very easy. Use the key, C, 2. So C's to the left of the 2 black keys. So everywhere on the piano that you see 2 black keys, everywhere to the piano that you see 2 black keys, to the left of them is a C. And everywhere that you see a set of 3 black keys, to the left of them is a F. Very good. Now let's proceed. I told you how to find C, and I told you how to find F, and I also told you that we're following the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So if you want to find some of the other white keys, think about using the C that we showed you and using the F that we showed you. Is it up or down from C, or is it up or down from F? And it'll be easy for you to find the keys that you're looking for. If I say D, well, in the alphabet, C is right before D, or if you want to think of it this way, D is right after C. So if you think in your head which one is closer, C or F? In this case, C is closer. It's because the alphabet goes A, B, C, D. So right after, immediately after, or to the right of C is D. And if you answered that correct, congratulations. Now let's try to find G. Now, is it close to C or is it close to F? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, you got it correctly. It's right after or to the right of F in the alphabet. So, using the key that I gave you to find an F, to the left of the 3 black keys, then you should be able to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's G, right after F. That's great. Now let's proceed. What if I were to tell you, find for me the letter E on the piano? Well, everywhere. Let's see. Well, is it close to C or is it close to F? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it's right before the letter F. So again, we use our key, the key that I gave you, to find F. And you know that to the left of it, or each one of those to the left of it, is E. Now, what if I were to tell you, find an A? Using the key that I gave you, you think of it as, well, you're not going to be able to think of it yet as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, right after G and right after F, but it is 2 steps before C, A, B, C. So you go backwards, you work backwards here in the alphabet and go C, B, A. Very good. Each one of them, it's just all of them, I'm just repeating them so that you see that everywhere on the piano that it has those, it's the same note if you're hitting the same position. Now, what about B? Now, if we found A, it was C, B, A, then B is immediately to the left of C. C, B. So all those are B's on the piano. And wait, congratulations, you have just found each of the individual notes on the piano. So you have covered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G throughout the entire piano. Now, so as a recap, C is before the two black keys, if you want to think of it to the left. F is before the three black keys, or if you want to think of it as to the left of the three black keys. C, if your hand make the letter C, C has 2 points, so C is to the left of the two black keys. And F, the letter F has, well, if we want to make letter F, F has 3 points, has the 2 points sticking out horizontally and the point sticking vertically. So F is 1, 2, 3 to the left of the three black keys. Similarly, D is in the middle of the two black keys. Wherever you see the middle of the two black keys, the white one in the middle of them, that's D. And G and A, wherever in the piano, and then you see in the middle of the three black keys, G and A. If you want to memorize it this way, memorize the ones that's in the middle. D is in the middle of the two black keys. G and A are in the middle of the three black keys. If you want to memorize the ones that are to the right or after the 2 and 3 black keys, they are respectively E and B. So E is to the left of the, E is to the right or to the right after the 2 black keys. B is to the right of the 3 black keys. Congratulations. I told you it wasn't that hard. If you want to look at it, what about those scary black keys? We didn't talk about that. Well, they're not scary at all. We'll cover them in the next section. Now let's go on to talk about the piano in steps, because it has some predetermined patterns that music theory dictates, that puts those 2 black keys here and those 3 black keys here and the respective white keys that are in between. There are what's called whole steps, and there are called half steps. Now, logic would tell me that a whole step is from one to the next, but that's not so, because from one key to the next right next to it, that's called a half step. Now, if you skip one key, then you're talking about whole steps. So right next to each other, neighboring tones are half steps. Think of it baby steps. A baby's not going to leap from one to a big one. It's going to take baby steps. So baby steps are half steps, and bigger steps are whole steps. It doesn't matter wherever on the piano that we make it. I mean, if you want to talk about from this one to this one, that is a whole step. And from this one to this one is a half step. I mean, it doesn't matter whether they're black or white. This is a whole step. As long as you skip one in between, it's whole. And if you go to the one right next to it, it is a half step. And what I'm doing now is, because when you're traveling half step movements all the way up or all the way down, you are talking about moving chromatically. This is what's called chromatic movement. But now we're going to cover something that seems scary to some. It's not scary. If you learn it now, you will avoid falling into bad patterns later on. This is C. Now, if I go a half step up, a half step to the right from C, C sharp. C, I went up, it's sharp. And then when I talk about sharp, we're just writing the regular C, and then we're putting a pound sign, a number sign to it right after it, C, so we call it C sharp. Now, similarly, if I'm talking about, I'm at E, for example, if I travel to the left of E, then immediately to the left, half step to the left, that's E flat. Excuse me, E flat. Now, see, if you probably notice, we write our note names in capital letters, and when we talk about flats, we're writing a small letter B. Almost looks like a letter B. It's actually kind of flatter than that. I mean, a B is like rounded, and while a half step, what a flat, it's a flat B, let's say it that way. And there's actually a science on which ones are sharp or which ones are flat. But to simplify it, let's let you know right now that when I go up, when I go to the right, it's sharp, making it sharp, adding something. And when I go from somewhere to the left of it, I'm traveling, I'm making it flat. Think of it this way. Going up to the right, we think of going to the right as up on the piano. It's kind of follows our left to right Western society writing. If you add to this C by going up, it's sharp, making it sharp, like when you have cheddar cheese and you make the cheddar cheese sharp. Now, I don't like get along with the sharp cheddar cheese too well, but it's adding flavor to it. A necessary flavor, if you ask me. It's just my personal opinion, but it's making it sharp, adding something to it. And if I'm at a note and I take away from something and make it flat, think about it as when you have soda and you take away the bubbles and make it flat. And we're gonna make a B to represent the bubbles, making something flat. To the left, flat. And if I'm somewhere and I go to the immediately to the half step to the right, it's sharp. Now, what happens if I'm at C and I want to make C flat? Well, I go immediately to the half step to the left. But wait a minute, you say, isn't that the letter B? Well, yes, that is true, but it's also true that B is actually C flat. And if I'm at F, going F flat is actually E. So you see, it doesn't matter if it already has a note name, and if when I'm going from one, going immediately to the left of it, it's making it flat. And if I'm at 1 and immediately going to the right, it's making it sharp. I mean, by that same token, if I'm at B and I go to the right, I make it sharp, and if I go to the right, I make it double sharp. We illustrated by writing two sharp signs. This shows it to me as C sharp, but C sharp is also B sharp sharp, or B double sharp. Likewise, if I'm at F and I go in here to make it F flat, which is E, then I go here, make it F double flat, or F flat flat. And F double flat is the same thing as E flat. It is written as in the sign F with two B's, two flats, two taking away the bubbles, B bubbles. Sorry for the mnemonics, for the memory illustrations, but I just try to show you this way so that you'll be able to remember. So we're here doing this for the glory of God. Now let's go on, because when you're playing in a service, or when you're playing, if you're not playing at a service and you're playing at a gig, or if you're playing at a recital or performance, you're not just pressing individual notes. You might do what's called melodies if you're a beginning, for example, individual notes. But that's not the way that we play at a real recital, because most people would be able to pick up quickly and be able to do that. And I'm just adding some chords to it. let's go on to learn scales, and scales are going to make those chords that I was pressing. That sounds more like what we're used to when we hear the piano being played.